Semifinal number 2, let's go! Qualifier number 3 for Meta Madness. And guys, I don't know what to tell you, but Team RageQuit took the flipping Mafia down in the last game. So the first round of the tournament is a best of 1. Again, these are qualifiers, so we start with the early rounds being best of 1s, and then once we move into the semis, we have best of 3 matches. And it seems like Team RageQuit, after winning the last tournament and taking down Chili Mountain in the grand final, they all of a sudden were able to take down the Flipping Mafia as well. And again, quick reminder, Flipping Mafia won tournament number 1. So that is a huge blow for the Flipping Mafia, because they are currently not in the top 4. They are not, despite the fact that they won one tournament because they didn't participate in the second, they currently are not in the top 4. So the air is getting a little bit thin for those boys. And Team RageQuit has made a massive step towards qualifying for Meta Madness. And that is huge. Now, again, the rules are designed to push the teams out of their comfort zone and force them to play heroes you would normally not consider in the actual meta. So 10 heroes for the qualifiers are pre-banned. They can't be taken at all. Kind of important here. Medivh is out, Johanna is out, BrightWing, Abathur, they're all completely removed from the tournament. Stukov, Valla, Nazeebo, Hanzo, Lucio, and Junkrat, those are the 10. And then every hero that gets played on the map cannot be played again in the same series. So obviously, as we're going deeper and deeper into a series, more and more heroes are eliminated from the hero pool, and you will see a new composition every single time. You're not going to run into any game where you see Valla 3 times in a row. I mean, Valla is pre-banned anyways, but yeah, you get the idea. And of course, this is the warm-up. Meta Madness itself is going to feature way more banned heroes, many more than this. But it's already produced a lot of fun games. I mean, we've seen now Cho'Gall twice, we've seen Murky, we've seen Nova. We've seen a lot of shit. Over here, the Li Ming first pick for my try. And he's really, really strong. And if I'm not mistaken, then he is actually the little brother of Sevka. So, to my knowledge, I might mix this up. So if I'm wrong here, then my bad. But Sevka's little brother was playing Heroes for a while, and he was absolutely crushing it. But he then stopped a little bit and also moved into other games. I know that he was playing Valorant for a while, but I'm pretty sure it was my try. So it could be that he just decided that he doesn't want to play Valorant, or that he just is having some fun with some friends in Heroes at the side as well. Either way, I believe that this is Sevka's little brother. I might be wrong on this one, but just to throw it out there. Anyways, he's killing it, and with Li Ming, that's going to be fun to see what he can pull off here. Then we have Anduin plus Muradin, and on the other side, the nano-boosted Chromie that is going to make an appearance here. So, yeah. RossPierrDoll. Normally heading into this game, I would have told you, you know what? The blue team, they are probably the favorites here. Might be an eye-level game, but if I would have to bet on someone, it would be RossPierrDoll. With the recent performance of Team RageQuit, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, can these guys pull it off again? Is that another tournament victory? Are they crushing it here? So they ban out Garrosh, and we had a ban on Greymane. Battlefield of Eternity, of course, allows you to just go full all out on the objective. And Greymane would have been great for Team RageQuit. The combo with Greymane and Li Ming can be really nice. You just chunk them down from a distance, and then you jump in, make the commitment. And always Anduin can, of course, pull you out in case that you're in trouble. Anduin has his trade and can just move you back out of the fight. Dibbles and Urel. Ooh, that is a spicy frontline. Yeah, I like that. Diablo Urel is honestly one of my favorites. If you know how to play this, the amount of chaos that you can produce in your opponent's team is just insanity. Diablo with all of the stuns, the wall stuns, the flip overs, the one-shot potential that he oftentimes brings to the table. Then Urel with the space that she creates, that's sexy. We get a Tychus against this, and Samuro. Wubi has started to do that. He started to do it in the second tournament, and now we have a Samuro against RossPierrDoll, and he can be so annoying. Now, the last pick for Richu. And yeah, they need a little bit more damage. They got Chromie already, but who's going to be the second damage dealer for them? Could even go for Jimmy. Jimmy has been played from the Koreans and the Chinese, but in Europe, he doesn't really play a role now. In this one, they also don't pick him. They go for Green Jesus. Richu on Thrall, as we are going for Battlefield of Eternity map number 1 in the best of 3 here at the semifinal. Game number 1, Battlefield of Eternity is the map, and let's get this party started. On the left side, we have Rechu on Thrall. Ooh, Trash Lightning. Alright, it seems like they're ready to trash some people here. Thrall committing to it, being part of the 4-man. We have Redrun on Ana, Makotzel on Diablo. Akunis is playing Urel, and we got Nashir on Chromie. And on the right side of the map, Shizakid on Muradin. We have Akimagus on Anduin. Down for life with Samuro, Mitra and Liming, and Limo the Lima on Tychus. Yep, I'm already pretty happy about that. I mean, against Samuro in particular is obviously something that can really give him a lot of value. But another thing that could also be played now by Team RageQuit is a 2-3 split and trying to limit the options of Thrall getting stacks. Because if you're a Thrall player that is playing a very slow, diligent... Oh my god! Yeah, they knew that someone was there. They were definitely aiming for that. They were like, alright guys, where could she be? Let's just try, and if she's here, she's dead. And indeed, they found her and she got murdered. Li Ming down, the first blood in the game. Nice way to open this one up. But that's also 2 stacks for Thrall, and as I was about to say, when Li Ming got crushed, if you have a lineup like this, where you literally just have someone that can diligently start to stack his stacks on the level 1, if you are completing this, or even just entering the later stages and get a lot of stacks together, then you will have so much poke damage against the opponent. It is incredible. So there's a very good argument to be made that Richu with some solid play could be the one to lead them to victory here. But time will tell. They opened up with a kill, so that was good. But of course, it's just a bit of an experience gain, not much more than that. But they're trying to follow it up with the second one, and they're already making that play. But we have Samuro coming from the top, and Urel isn't here yet. And that leads to a kill against the Diablo. Dibbles is down. Now, the good news is that Thrall is using these little skirmishes here to get his stacks. So he's by now on 6, and might even get a bit more. But 6 stacks after the first 1.5 minutes, that isn't really too shabby. And Samuro obviously helps with that a little bit. But yeah, tries to get another one. They're obviously the entire time attempting to spread out whenever Thrall is making a move, because they know perfectly well that Trash Lightning, as garbage as it can be when it doesn't get stacked, it is insanity when the talent is coming together on a map like this, because you're just getting mad value out of it. The damage output out of this one is absolutely crazy if completed. Just the fact alone that the Chain Lightning is prioritizing heroes is increasing the damage on this thing by so much, the effective damage that you dish out, it's mind-blowing. So yeah, obviously if you have an opponent that is playing well against it, they will split. They will not give you a lot of stacking opportunities, and then the talent can become a very big liability very, very quickly. But lately we don't get a lot of Thrall plays anyway, so I'll take whatever I can get here. The Trolling Thunder is obviously the standard. It was for the longest time the Echo and the Chain Lightning attempts, but yeah, we're not getting any of that here either. As it stands though, we have topside, another camp about to be taken. Seems like the red team is eager to lock both of them in. Level 4 talents. You now got the Triumvirate, 1 with the wind and the way of the wind. And it's time for the Immortal. And at least for now, it's only the blue team that is making a move here. Everybody else is still busying themselves down at the bottom of the map. Anduin is throwing a little bit of rain around. Pew! Pew! And with roughly the expected result. So yeah. Anduin turning into full... Anduin is channeling his inner Siegfried and Roy. Not that that needs a lot of convincing here. So, yep, he's down. But riding on his white tiger into battle hasn't helped him in that case. Anduin dead, and that's, of course, even better for the blue team. They are opening this one up with a bang, aren't they? Unless, of course, Diablo's gonna die now. But Thrall is getting even more stacks now in. He's sitting at 11, but they are also losing the Space Goat. Urel is dead. They saved Diablo, so that's something. And Thrall, after 4 minutes, is on 12 stacks. And they might even get the... No, they don't get Samuro. Instead, it's Diablo that falls. Anduin is back. I mean, that is just a fucking meme. Come on, he's going full Siegfried and Roy on us. On the white tiger riding into battle. I mean, this is just too perfect. Anduin is cosplaying. Anduin is just straight up cosplaying at this point. Now, the red team is insanely low on the Immortal, and with Chromie just firing away, it will eventually fall. I don't think that the blue team has the... the red team has the damage output to take this one down quickly enough. There's the level 7 talents. Urel is jumping in too. Thrall is sitting at 13 stacks right now. And Samuro is all the way down at the bottom of the map, trying to use his wave care to push through these minion waves and escort them into tower range. But Urel is now replying in kind. As all the way topside, we have the push for... the first push with the first objective for Fort. Now, Ancestral Wrath is in. More sustain, a little bit of a nuke. Insanely good talent. Crazy good talent. And, well, off we go. Here comes the play for the top. And we have to keep our eyes on Thrall. I mean, he's at 9,000 damage already, which isn't top damage in the game now. He can't compete with Chromie at this point in time. But he's fairly high up. So he's doing incredibly well. And he's only at 50% stacks. So keep that in mind. With 50%, he's already doing this much. And that, of course, doesn't even account for the fact that we are going to see a big prioritization on heroes if he's able to complete it. Which is where, again, as I mentioned before, most of the damage comes from. Oh, most of the damage increase that he will inevitably get with it come from. And he's at 18. He's stacking quickly. He's stacking very, very, very quickly here. So, that is pretty crazy. But again, it's the early game. Sometimes you have then more quiet phases during the middle of the game when teams are just sitting tight a bit and playing a more defensive style. Now, with the top 4 a bit exposed, the fountain has been taken down. There's not really too much that happens. Spray game is at least on points, so that's nice. And down at the bottom of the map, Down for Life is going full smoke still. The Space Goat on the way towards the top. Yeah, and Thrall is getting stack after stack together. He's sitting at 21. I mean, are you kidding me? He's going for a record here. This is incredibly fast, what he's currently showing. Yeah. So they're finally starting to bounce away from that a little bit. But 21 is big. This early in the game, after the first objective, can you imagine the amount of hits that he should be able to get during the fight for objective number 2? Gets a little bit unlucky with some of the bounces, but this is still something to write home about. So level 10, faster for Team RageQuit. That gives them an advantage for now. It's not a big one. Should be closed quickly. But there's Odin, Blade Storm. We got 15,000 damage now from Tychus. Abathur is in. And they're not quite making the play for the objective right away. Instead, they're using time on the camp. I mean, I like that they want to take the camp, but the timing here is not really working out for them. Because they had a halftime show that they could have locked in for free. And they failed to do that. Granted, the camp is nice to have. But now they are behind on the Immortal. And now also there's level 10 in. So the entire advantage around this level 10 window is gone. And that's a problem. This is something that they should have exploited more, and instead it's now a race for 50%, where they trade fairly evenly. Yeah, and it's time to shine. Bot lane gets attacked or defended. Nice, Diablo could engage, but Anduin with the counterplay. He's right there, helping them out. They're trying to go for Tychus now. Earthquake already used. Thrall still rotating around a bit. Got an additional hit in. It is only... There's only 8 away from all of this. Not much more, and he is golden. But they are already taking the position around the Immortal, and they're doing well. Quest talent or no quest talent, doesn't really matter for them. Oh, that's a stun into an Immortal stun. Diablo! He's gonna die, isn't he? Yes! There's the play, and he is dead. Well done. They're looking for more. Anna, she doesn't stand a chance. She's dead as well. The hit points on the red team's Immortal are low, but it's going to be a win on the second objective for Team RageQuit regardless. Thrall made it out with 40 hit points. Honestly, when that Stormbolt connected, I thought that he was down for sure. But they saved him. Now they're also trying to save the top fort, at least for now. The Immortal, of course, is going to travel down to the bottom of the map now. So this one is going to be in a huge amount of trouble. They're going to try their best to somehow save this, but I don't really think that they can. Samuro likely going to drop the top fort. So down here, it's more or less... well, the shield is actually not that big. You know what? They might be... Nah, probably not. They might have a chance. With Chromie firing away, they get maybe some poke out. There's maybe a chance. But now that Samuro is moving in, I don't think that's happening. I honestly thought that Samuro would try to drop the top fort and they would attempt to go for the double, but instead they're making a play down here at the bottom of the map, and they're going for it. So for now, we got 26 stacks for Thrall. They lose the fort, but Thrall is going to complete his quest. I mean, this is not debatable anymore. 21,000 damage for him already. There's another flip. They're trying to go for Tigers. Thrall in trouble. Gets another hit in. So far, no more stacks, but serious damage. And Diablo dies again. 6 kills to 2. Team RageQuit. We've been talking about it during the draft. They are just... I mean, they're the new team on the block, aren't they? That's kind of nuts. This is really nuts. And I haven't seen the map that they played against the Flipping Mafia in the last round. But after what they did in tournament number 2, where they took the entire thing and won the grand final even with a 2-0, I totally believe it. So big respect to these guys. Now, they haven't won this one yet. They are not in the grand final. RossPierrDoll is still fighting back here, and despite the fact that they've lost 2 forts, they still have a fighting chance once they hit the levels 13, because currently they're trailing in talents. But it's just impressive to me how much Team RageQuit has stepped it up. They didn't make it into the Masters Clash. They were one of the teams that was close to qualifying, but they weren't able to make it. Instead, Ending for Ruby took the final slot, if I remember correctly. But Team RageQuit was always close. And right now, they are looking very, very strong, at least here in the qualifiers. Now, we have the Immortal coming up again. Level 13 will be ready. Thrall is only 4 stacks away. And went into the Frostwolf's Grace. Would be surprised if we see anything else, but even more Chain Lightning talents. On level 16, we can make an even bigger play. But yeah. And now the camps. So you're obviously attempting to just force opponents to the side lane, and once that you see them on the minimap, you are trying to use the numbers advantage to go into the middle and attack the Immortal. If it comes to that or not, time will tell, because RossPierrDoll, again, doesn't have any forts any longer. Catapults are going to push against them too, so their own camp is going to be more in trouble. But they're already going for the pew pew pew. And a range poke as much as they can against the Immortal, and also making sure that someone like Muradin, if he stays close by, will never sit on the mount again. But here comes Yrel, trying to jump in. It's insane. Yrel as a character is just so insane, how she can just jump in and be aggressive. But in this case, he overdid it a little bit, didn't he? That Stormbolt was gold. If he could have killed the Space Goat, that would have been the dream there, but it's still pretty strong. Now, big push at the top lane, and you already guessed it was on the minimap. Down to the bottom, we have our boy Samuro. So they're trying to cheese that out a bit, which is usually very successful. Play the macro style for them, and they have attacks on every single lane right now. Thrall getting closer to a completed quest, but even that doesn't help you with them. I mean, they just can't catch up in macro. That's pretty much the biggest problem here. So the top wall is already opened up. Immortal, I don't want to say it's ignored. They're obviously not ignoring it, but they're not prioritizing it this hard. They're just simply opening up multiple points of interest on the map for RossPierrDoll and saying like, hey guys, if you don't cover this, we'll go for it. Oh, nice ult. Good flip too. Very well played. And the move with the light bomb onto Anna. Only Yrel can save her for now. But there's the spin to win and the kill. Tyke is the one with the final blow. And Samuro dodges out to the bot lane immediately to start going for the keep. Quest completed for Thrall. That's going to spike his damage up a lot. He's already at 33,000 top damage on his team. But that doesn't really help him because it's only Thrall and Chromie. And a 2 versus 5, are you kidding me? He's not gonna go up against these odds. So he will get a ton of damage from here on out. But I don't know if that's going to make a big difference because they're so far behind. And this is going to be a big Immortal that they're facing. The Immortal gets taken, 9 kills, 2-2. And you take a closer look at the experience gap and it's of course insane. That's a 2.5 level lead that we're talking about right now. And the top side is already open. So it's not like the Immortal has to move through, you know, a fort, a wall, gates, towers, and then the keep. That thing is nearly dead. Top keep is nearly gone. And guess what's happening to the keep at the bottom of the lane? Yep, it is Gonzo. Samuro is taking it down. Well done. Really well played from Team RageQuit thus far. This is going to be fun. If they make it into META Madness, I am very excited to see what they can pull off here. What they are doing right now is crush the top keep. And that's all of the keeps gone. Yep. Keeps are gone. There's the engage. They jump into the back with a light bomb. They're trying for the kill. And, well, Mirrodin went too aggressive. Mirrodin was too aggressive. Too much confidence here. Way too much confidence. Now, Samuro is dead too. And I guess the core is going to take damage, but they won't be able to end here. Look how the damage on Thrall exploded. He had 33,000 when he completed the quest. 32, 33,000. Now he is at 42. He did 10,000 damage roughly in the last fight. And that is only because of the bouncing. They are on 68% here. But those bounces in the priority, that's just crazy. He's nearly top damage in the game. Has nearly overtaken Tigers. Now, they gotta fight back. They have, of course, lost everything. But this is the opportunity to take at least some forts. Doesn't change the fact that even a backdoor might now become problematic for them. Yeah, maybe still in the camp here, still in the cards. 9 seconds on Samuro. 5 deaths on Diablo, by the way. Poor guy. Getting murdered. Yeah, vision is going to become more and more important as well. And of course, down there, you got to be real careful. Then again, these two tards are going to attack the middle again, aren't they? They're going to go for the tower here. That's usually what happens. No, in this case, they're not even doing anything. They're just stuck. The AI of these catapults is honestly driving me crazy. It's like always driving me crazy. Blizzard needs to somehow fix that shit. Because they've been just like, for years, attacking towers in the middle, not making a play for the core, just lingering around, not doing anything. It's like there's a catapult union at Blizzard or something. For some reason, they are protected. No matter how dumb they drive, no matter how much they screw up, no matter how often they don't hit the proper target or just simply do nothing, they are always protected. So, yeah, it's a shame. But either way, we got 9 kills to 4. Level 20 is so close that the red team is just saying, yeah, we're not fighting. We're not fighting, boys. We got our Samuro. He's going to push these lanes out a bit. Goes from one minion wave to another. And you can do with that whatever you want. But we're only fighting after we hit level 20. And that is now. So they got their level 20. And that is a problem, of course, for Team RageQuit. So it's a halftime show trade between the two teams. They decide to not move in too aggressively. But yeah, here comes the move for the Immortal. And they are trying to get our boy Samuro. Samuro should actually be able to make it out of this one. But I think the blue team might just be a bit late in defending this. There's a lot of free damage that they already got. And Samuro is on the core. If you give Samuro an opportunity, he's going to take the core down himself. I'm not quite sure if you're aware of this, but he is going to murder that. There is a reason why Samuro Abathur is such a cancer comp. Because then you have a double Samuro on the core, and that thing falls quickly. So the shield is already low. Urella's been forced back, but as they're fighting here, let's also remember that there's 2 catapults pushing for this now. So things are still looking grim. And here comes the play. Down at the bottom of the map, they're going to lose the fort again. But where is Samuro? You guessed it. He's already doing his thing. They're starting to move in here. Probably going to get the copy rotation. Forces Urel back. They can force the fight. Good flip. But Tigers is down again. Tigers is down. Level 20 getting closer for RossPierrDoll. They are trying to bring this back. But it also leads to an open Immortal. And Samuro is saying, thank you very fucking much. I'm going to take this one. So now they claim the Immortal. 20 versus 20. Not available for RossPierrDoll. It's not an option yet. Bot lane can be defended pretty easily here, I suppose. We have 47,000 damage on Thrall now. Who, by the way, hasn't died once. The only character next to Chromie that hasn't died a single time in this game. So, well, up at the top, here's the push. Small shield, not a lot. But now the chance to end the game. Catapults are going to push in too soon. And now they are looking for kills here. And Thrall will try his best to just poke them down. One chain lightning at a time. Let that bounce, baby. He's top damage in the game now. He's overtaking them. But he needs those bounces. He needs that nano boost, honestly. He has the Thunderstorm. And if they nano boost anything, I would definitely put that on Thrall at this point. Just YOLO them out. But the core is falling. It's falling quickly. Yeah, Samuro could move in alone. This is a problem. 41%. 41%, but they're looking for the fight here. They're looking for the fight, and can they get it? Tychus isn't here yet. There's the level 20 on both sides. Samuro is moving in, trying to connect a couple of hits. It's 37% on the core. They could try and right-click this if they can just get close enough. Big red button gets popped. Limu makes his way over. The shields are regenerating, and Samuro is still moving back. They're fighting this 4 versus 4, and my try goes down. They just can't get close enough to the core. They cannot get close enough to it. Tychus is dead. Samuro is again trying to escape, and he's not gonna make it. He is gonna be found out eventually. Here's the jump, and no way. No! Not like this. He gets out. But then Muradin is still brawling it out. Now, if you get some assist from Anduin, that might help. But this is getting nuts. As the game continues, catapults are scaling. Is gonna give much more of a map advantage to Team RageQuit. But the blue team, they are fighting back tooth and nail. They just don't give up on our first map. Yeah, of course, I mean, there's no chance to really end the game for RossPierrDoll. Death timers are high enough, but they only kill 2 heroes. But it gets much more even now. Yeah, it gets real spicy at this point. Now, where's the damage at? 60,000 for Thrall. Yeah, 60,000, that's quite the accomplishment. Overtaking Thrall after, Tychus after he was trailing behind pretty much the entire time. Still sitting at the bot lane here, by the way. Goodness. And now it's Immortal time once again. Yeah, and we're 21 minutes in. 21 minutes. These catapults, they hurt. And they hurt a lot. And that's a lot of damage on top of that Immortal. So, yep, they need to get the camp. The blue team, can they pull that off? It's way closer now than I expected it to be. With the way that we've seen RageQuit Gaming play this out in the mid-game, I really expected this to be a much more one-sided game, at least on structures and the eventual outcome for the red team. But no, far from it. Instead, what we're seeing is a total brawl. Just back and forth, time and time again. And they're going for these fights. And as you can see right now, Samuro is still attempting to push the lanes out. Now, the light bomb didn't really do anything as Muradin jumps in, so they don't get a stun out of this. Thrall is, of course, just hitting one chain lightning after another. And as he does, he's going to whittle the hit points down slowly but steadily. And it's all about positioning around the Immortal again. Try to make your play here. Now, with the damage, as you can see, we currently are looking at 63,000 for him. Samuro is still at the bottom of the map. And if he ever gets to the core with some catapults up, we have a problem. Ural is the one to stop him. It's turning the game into a 4v4, more or less. But Samuro is sneaking over now. And just imagine a kill here. A kill would very likely end this quickly, but there are big difference. The hit point difference on the Immortal. Chromie can do whatever she wants there. It's not going to be enough. Okay, there's the Apoc. Stormbolt. They're trying to burn him down again. Hellgate. But he gets saved. Nice. Tychus is still alive. Once again, our 1v1 here. And the lane is pushing. Ural against Samuro. As long as Samuro doesn't die here, it's a continuous threat against the core. But so is the Immortal. That's a win on the next objective. And therefore, 50% shield Immortal will move topside soon. But Samuro is ending. Samuro is ending the game. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. The lead for Team RageQuit as they log in the victory on Battlefield of Eternity. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Towers of Doom, map number 2. The lead for Team RageQuit. Impressive. I gotta say it again. They're really surprising me in these qualifiers. Now, this is also the interesting part, of course. As I mentioned, I think, during the game, they barely didn't make it into the tournament for Masters Clash. And I honestly don't really remember how far they got in the X Cup. But there's always a little bit of a gap between one tournament, and then when you're heading into the next one. And in the meantime, they just got stronger and stronger. And now as we're heading into the META Madness Qualifiers, these guys are getting better and better, apparently. I'm really hyped to see if they can qualify for META Madness, and if they do, how far they can go. Because that's some strong teams that they go up against. And yeah, RossPierrDoll is maybe not the team that makes it into every grand final, right? But last time that they played in the tournament, we've had now Team RageQuit also take down Chili Mountain, and that is no easy feat, as we've seen earlier. So that was a 2-0 victory in the grand final. And it's kind of cool to see that. So what happens if they go up against the Donuts and the Hardos? I mean, I would still give the upper hand to the established top teams. I mean, they are the strongest ones for a reason. But having some contenders in, some people that, you know, pushing in, try to be part of those top 3 or top 4 is kind of cool. It's actually pretty epic. So let's have a bit of a look. We got our bans in. Now, as we are in game number 2, that of course also means that the heroes that have been played in game number 1 are not available anymore either, which is mixing things up even further. Since we have Towers of Doom as our map, we have a double ban on globals with the Haka and Falstad getting removed, and that makes a whole lot of sense. It's a big map and you can really do a lot here. So if you play with globals, the map control that they give you is pretty incredible if you know how to play it properly. So they get both removed. They don't want to play that style. They go for Garrosh. They have Sylvanas, and that is another great setup for them to start things off with. We've seen already some of these Sylvanas plays from the team, and they were always strong. If they want to take a book out of the page of some of the teams that have played earlier today, then a pick into Zarya would be interesting too. But before we're coming to that, it's obviously also another ban coming up. And a Zarya composition with Garrosh on Towers of Doom at the bot lane would be terrifying. Here's the Illidan ban, yeah. We already had 1 or 2 Illidan games in the tournament. The cool thing, even with only 10 heroes banned here in the warm-up, is that it's kind of sweet to see how the teams are already starting to deviate a lot away. Starting in map number 2. And then, of course, map number 3 makes things even more interesting. But I can't wait for the main event for META Madness. It's going to be great. It's already fun watching the qualifiers and seeing what the teams are coming up with here. But when rules are even stricter, once that we're heading into the main event, it's going to be pretty awesome. Now, anyways, are we going to see Imperius and Uther? Okay, Imperius is also quite strong here. So it seems like we're not necessarily going to get that. Well, Zarya could still be picked. You have Imperius at the top lane, you have then the Zarya composition at the bottom. That's still a total possibility here. But yeah, it would be spicy. Okay. Well, I was about to say it's hammer time, but it seems like they're going to give him the clamps. Gazlo is in the house. That escalated quickly. First we got the hammer, now we got the Gas Lord. And the last pick for Team RageQuit. Again, I have my heart still set on Zarya here. I think they can push a lot with her, but things might have changed now with Sergeant Hammer and Gazlo. They go for Phoenix. It's getting spicy. Let's go, everybody. The Gas Lord is in the house. Game number 2, Towers of Doom, between RossPierrDoll and Team RageQuit. Game number 2, RossPierrDoll against Team RageQuit. And well, guys, it is time to party because we got the Gas Lord in the house. So not only are we running this with Sergeant Hammer, but on top of that, we also get some Gazlo action. And well, I'm pretty happy about it. I don't know about you. This is going to be fun. So as we're heading into this game, we got on the left side Sergeant Hammer, May, Gazlo, Malfurion, and Cassia being played by the blue team. And on the right side of the map, Team RageQuit with Garrosh, Uther, got an Imperius in here, and Phoenix as the last pick for Limu with Mitra and Sylvanas. And Mitra and Sylvanas, that's something that we are going to keep a closer look at, but it's hammer time at the bottom of the map. And the Gas Lord is already sitting straight in the middle there. But they gotta, of course, deal with all of that siege damage that's now coming out. And going up against Hammer can just be such a pain in the ass. That, on the other hand, could be an easy kill against Malfurion. Yeah, Red Dune is done. That's the end of Malf. And now they're even trying to go for a second kill, which they can currently not lock down. But that was still them punishing the movement down to the bottom tower from the blue team. Yeah, job well done. That's a good start into the game. Now, Gazlo is already sitting topside, and he went on level 1 straight into the rocket boots. Imperius has to contest with that. Has to take him down there. But it's gonna be a nice one. It's really cool to see Gazlo already coming out on this particular map, so time will tell if they can pull all of this off or not. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. For now, we got Archimagus there. She's like hitting everybody. They're doing their thing. And all the way up towards the top, Nashia gets attacked. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is likely going to be a kill. Gazlo is in trouble, and yep, he's gonna die. For a moment I thought maybe, you know, just maybe they can make something happen here. But ain't happening. Gazlo is a little bit too slow, can't get away here. Down at the bottom of the map, they're trying to go for another kill, and they get it. Nice. Cassia is down. So that's by now 3 kills to 0, which is starting to get a bit crazy if you ask me. I mean, 3 kills to 0, level lead nearly, an early talent in their hands. This could get nasty for RossPierrDoll. They need to gain some momentum here, and instead it's the blue team, sorry, the red team that is now with pumpkins pushing through the bottom wall and is attempting to go for the first bell tower. Now the triple altar phase is coming up in another 10 seconds, so that's going to be big. But as it stands, we have a great opening for our team in red here. And Chili Mountain is waiting in the grand final. Don't forget about that. So they won the first series, the first semifinal, which means we might see a rematch. And that would be an awesome rematch. I would be totally game for that. Can you imagine them going toe-to-toe again? Because Chili Mountain was not happy, or at least I assume so, with the loss that they suffered at the hands of the red team in the last tournament. So they are probably going to try and redeem themselves there by not only winning the series, but also making a bit of a statement. And that battle is something that I'd be very, very excited for. So when it comes to Sergeant Hammer, we got the siege tactics in again. We also got the ambush here as a level 1 talent. Gazlo has continued with the hyper-focus coils now as his level 4 choice. And in regards to damage, Imperius is obviously doing his thing. Sergeant Hammer doesn't come as a surprise that she's doing well. But now that the altars are up, it's going to be a 2 for 3 split. And with just a little bit more experience for level 7, I would give the red team the upper hand on that fight. So, yeah. RageQuit Gaming, can they get 2? That's the question. 1 should be no problem. The top left, top right rotation is normally inevitable, so it would very much surprise me if we're going to see any one of these 2 teams locking in 3. And there is the exchange at the top left, top right, and now it's the battle for the bottom, as usual. And who takes it? They're trying to go for the isolation, and Uther turns it around with the stun, but as everybody is tapping the fountain, yeah, they're starting to channel, and it's a 3 versus 4 the entire time. 3 versus 4, and they just let it slide. They just say, okay, whatever, you guys take it, and, well, later on we'll see what else we can get. But they also interrupt the rotation of Gazlo, and that could very well be a kill. There's the warp forward, Nashia in trouble, Sylvanas, and she gets the kill. But Phoenix is dead too, and now everybody is looking for a potential second kill here. Phoenix already eliminated. They make another play in an attempt to take down Uther. Well, Furion on the other side is also getting engaged upon. So yeah, the party is definitely on at this point. They are all gonna try for the big kills here. Every single team fight. The kill against Gazlo in particular was more or less an easy one, but then Phoenix gets caught too, and all of a sudden all the work that they've done to lock that kill in against the Goblin is pretty much for nothing. Master Blaster on level 7, and finally the Hover Siege mode. This is where Sergeant Hammer really starts to shine. Once that you have the Hover Siege mode, Hammer is gonna get so much more value. Oh, imagine that connecting. If he connects the lunge, then it's probably lights out for Cassia again. 4 kills to 1, still a level lead, that hasn't changed. They're still a level ahead, so this experience gain is great for them. And Sylvanas also with another move against the pumpkins down here. Gotta be careful, good route, and Mitra is simply jumping out of the battle, easy peasy. Okay. Now, what else can they do with level 10? Because they are about to hit their heroics. And there is one altar on the map that should be a given that they're going to get this one for free. But my question is more so, what else can they do in regards to pushing a bell tower, maybe getting some kills? You just need to buy a little bit of time, and they should be easily able to do that. It's mostly also a 4 versus 3 at the bot lane, because they most of the time have 2 moving away. Yep, there's already the salvo, only connecting with 2, but as long as they get the kills, and they do, Cassia is down. They were trying to go for Gazlo for just a second, but now, of course, the control bot side, 32 points on the core against 32. They got the first one. Can they do more with level 10? It's a 1.5 level lead now. Massively ahead, and they're playing the same game again. They're having 3 heroes push the bot lane, and they have 2 in the middle and at the top. So there's a lot more experience through minions for them, and that's part of where this gap in experience between the 2 teams comes from. So it's a different approach on how to play this, and you would think that the blue team can capitalize on that by maybe establishing Hammer in range of some of the structures, but that's currently not happening. So they're really having some trouble here. But they're also closing on level 10, and once that hits, things will be a bit easier for them. Yeah, boss of is up on the map too. But now we got the Blunt Force Gun and the Robo-Goblin! Alright, it's Robo-Goblin time, everybody. And the Robo-Goblin is gonna die, isn't he? Yep. Limu gets out. Okay. Ooh, yes! Okay, Gazlo down again, but guess what? Garage is also in trouble. Uther is doing his best to keep him alive. And successfully does exactly that. But yes, Goblin time. Oh my god. 5 kill advantage now. Still that level lead, more than that even. And a double altar on the map. Time to get a couple of hits together. And also more camps being taken here. So I gotta say that right now it really feels like the red team is always the one in the driver's seat, and that the blue team is mostly reacting to what's going on, trying to catch up in experience. Bit of an idea of what the experience gain looks like, by the way. As you can see, minion experience is the biggest difference between the two. Right, shots are fired. 4 shots obviously also from the blue team. But at the bottom they take the pumpkins down. And maybe even an approach towards the middle. Garrosh might be in trouble here. Yeah, minion experience by now 3000 gap. Structural a little bit, but that's a kill against Cassia. And yeah, that is problematic, because at the bottom of the map they have the pumpkins now pushing in, and without Cassia the defense is gonna be a bit more tricky. And as it stands, it might be the first bell tower that gets converted. That's mad damage done right here, and the bell tower goes down. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a really, really nice engage, and as long as they don't lose Garrosh here, this is fantastic for them. Especially, of course, if they can also take May down. Now, that didn't happen, but it was really close. Level 13 talents ready. 7 kills to 1. Guys, we have a 3-level lead nearly. I mean, effectively, it's 2 levels and a little bit, but still, it's just way too much. Way more than they are supposed to have at this point. And they're pushing the top side now too. The lane pressure that they apply on the top and the mid lane is way too much for Gazlo to deal with. He's just in no position to deal with the pressure plays that we're seeing from Imperius and from Phoenix. Both of them. And at the bot lane, this 3 heroes setup is doing way too much work. So now they're trying to counteract that, but it just doesn't work for them. It's just the way that they're splitting the team that is so much better now for Team RageQuit. 19,000 damage for Sylvanas. It's a single altar on the map. And the party continues at the top. Gazlo is already playing a super defensive game and is trying to hold this. Mid lane has been pressured earlier. This is opened up as well. And down at the bottom, it's 4 heroes desperately trying to take the bell tower back just as the objective is about to spawn, which is a single altar for now. Now, it is tight in points on the core. We have 28 to 28. But if this experience gap is not bridged at some point, then things are getting real tricky for the blue team, because coming back into this would be really, really difficult from their perspective if they aren't somehow able to close that. And the next point that we're going to see is a level 16 going to hit. Now, of course, level 13 is currently missing for the blue team, but 13 isn't the biggest power spike, and they're so close that they should get it. But once level 16 is in, and then when we're going past that and level 20 is available for Team RageQuit, things could easily get out of hand, especially towards the next triple altar phase. That's going to be the big one. That's going to be where the big problem lies. And right now, we have only Phoenix dying once. That's the only hero that died. And when he died, it was mainly because he was chasing down Gazlo so hard that he overcommitted and found himself between a rock and a hard place. So 26 stacks for Cassia is also not really all that great. Cassia with 26 stacks. I mean, normally when we're talking about 9 minutes in, you want to be at 40 roughly. So she's not doing too good either. But I'm also concerned about the loss of map control that we are now seeing for RossPierrDoll. This is rough for them because, again, they are behind in the series. And if they lose out on Towers of Doom, then they would drop down into the third place decider. And Team RageQuit would immediately move into the grand final. And we're back, everybody. So let's go and see what the team in red can pull off now during the objective. If they're able to make this one work. Down to the bottom of the map, of course, still the defense on the bell tower. As long as you can hold that one, then 5 shots are pretty much guaranteed. And Uther is already starting the channel, so it's not even being contested by RossPierrDoll. They don't have 13. It's one of the reasons. And they're still eagerly trying with Sergeant Hammer to take this one back. Shots are fired. Bot lane still being held right now. And, well, here comes Uther with a stun, but nice! Good reaction time from Sergeant Hammer. But they're still, of course, only playing this out with 3, so you gotta be careful or you get crushed as well. But we still have that play in the middle, and you look over to Gazlo, and he's under continuous pressure from this. But May dies bot lane, Imperius gets away, maybe even a kill against Cassia! Yes, Cassia's dead, because Garrosh gave her the axe. 16 to 13. Team RageQuit, they are close to bringing Team RossPierrDoll to RageQuit the game here. I don't think it's that bad yet, but they are definitely dominating this. 31 stacks on Cassia is not crazy. She doesn't get a lot of opportunities. Her damage output is at 22,000. Hammer is at 30. And then you look over to the red team and they dominate the bot lane. They have the full bell tower control. They are applying pressure in the middle with Phoenix. They are applying pressure at the top with Imperius. And it's just nasty. Now, this is going to be retaken. But with Sergeant Hammer on the blue team side, that was inevitable. It was absolutely inevitable. The question is just simply, can you hold on to those other bell towers, especially the one in the middle, for example, now that the triple altar phase is up? Because if Team RageQuit makes a move for this one, then they have another 4-3 situation going for themselves. They have level 16, and that's still a 2-level lead that we're talking about now. And with level 16, it should be at least 2 altars for them. And if they can get the bell tower in the middle, that's 10 points. So they can technically even try to go for a triple setup, and it seems like that's what they're going to try and do. Invading at the top, Uther with a channel at the bottom, so they're locking in 4 over here. They have pumpkins also rotating in. The shots are fired. Top left, they let this one slide, and they just settle for the 8 shots that they can get without claiming one of the bell towers. So they drop it down to 15. Boss is of course up. Bot lane gets attacked right away. Sylvanas is already here. Pumpkins do their job, and they have it super low again. Maybe not taken down, but low enough to be a problem. And the minions, they close the deal. Yeah, they come in, take it down, and hello, sir. More and more damage coming in from Mitra and Sylvanas as he's really trying to go for that kill. So that was another one. Bell tower is also taken in the mid lane, so it's just getting worse and worse. They're going for the barrage at this point. If they get this one, then it is the full barrage. Good stun. Give him the clamps. Gazlo with a kill. Yeah, if you could take the Gazlo down, that would of course be the dream. But if the barrage starts, then this is just a nightmare. May is dead. The tank is gone. Gazlo is trying to save them. If Gazlo has to retreat or dies, and that bell tower gets taken, then the barrage starts, and they are in real trouble. I mean, more trouble than now, because they're already in deep shit. Look at this. Cassia dead. Malfurion dead. What's happening here? Team RageQuit is just such... They're really on a roll. These guys are crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. It's just kill after kill after kill. 12-2, complete map domination. Imperius at the top again. They have now 12 points that they can take off the core if they take both of these altars that are about to spawn. And with Sylvanas moving top, guess what? This one is going to fall. The barrage is starting. We're going to see a couple of shots fired through the barrage. They're trying to retake the middle. Guess 2 or 3 shots are going to be fired. But this is just insanity. I'm really impressed. This team just dominates. They have level 20. Here's the Dark Lady's call. We currently look at Deadly Calm over here, the Unrelenting Descent, and now the Channel. That's in total 12 points. So they are dropping them low, and they're getting another kill. 8 points on the core, everybody. 8 points. You get the boss, you reduce it to 4. Oh my god, they finish now. I didn't even realize there was another one to be had. 2 points! 2 points on the core! The boss finishes it, and guys, down here, even this could finish it. So they go to the top. They have a 2-pronged attack. Cassia is dead. So is Sergeant Hammer. This is game. They don't even have to go for the boss anymore. The shots were fired, and that's a 2-0 victory for Team RageQuit against RossPierrDoll. Team RageQuit moves on to the grand final. Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.